Hello everyone and welcome back to Wild Bloom Tarot. My name is Becca and I'd like to welcome you to today's weekly tarot reading for the week ahead of the 5th of October. Now in today's reading I'm going to be giving you all the inspiration and guidance you need moving forward into your next week, and I have 3 different groups for you to choose from today. So we have group 1, group 2, and group 3. Now in order to choose your group intuitively, I'd like you to take a nice big deep breath in and ask yourself out loud or in your head, what do I need to know this week? What messages, what guidance do I need to hear this week? And then I'd like you to just pick whichever group you feel the most drawn to, whichever you feel is really calling to you. Now remember, if you do feel drawn to more than one group, feel free to tune into as many readings as you need to get the most rounded message for yourself. Now I'm really excited because today I'm going to be using a new tarot deck, which is this one, the Modern Witch Tarot deck. So I'm really excited to use these cards. This will be the first time I've used these, so I'm really excited to do that. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. You'll be able to find your timestamps for each pile in the description box below, and I look forward to seeing you when we get to your pile. Hello group number 1 and welcome to your reading. So you chose the calcite, this stone here. So this is like a really pretty kind of, I don't know if you're able to see in the light, it is raining, so the light isn't great today, but this is a blue shimmery kind of stone, and the calcite's really good at banishing negative energy. So you might have felt drawn to it because perhaps you've been going through something recently that's kind of been weighing you down, making you feel a little bit negative, or you just need that little bit of positivity boost this week, or you might have been drawn to it because of how it looks, you know, the pretty blue colour. But this is the reading that I've received for you today, so let's go through the cards, let's see what they have to say and what guidance they have to offer you for your week ahead. So I can see straight away, just from looking kind of like intuitively overall at all the cards, it's definitely going to be a week of beginnings for you, group 1. So we can see that in both the fact that you've got the Ace of Pentacles and the fact that you've got the Ace of Swords as well. So in the tarot deck, the aces represent new beginnings, fresh starts. So I can definitely see that this week is going to be a week where things begin, you know, perhaps things that you've been kind of working towards, or even something that is going to kind of come out of the blue. And this is definitely a way for you to have a fresh start this week. So let's start with the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords here shows me that one of the things that's going to happen to you this week, one of the things that you should be mindful of this week, is having like a groundbreaking idea come to you. And I think this is something that you've kind of been thinking about already. Perhaps you've been working on it, perhaps you've had the idea kind of in the back of your mind. But this week I can definitely see that you're going to kind of have this vision, almost this breakthrough of idea of something that you really think is going to change the course of how you move forward. And it's almost like a light at the end of the tunnel, or like if we see the light kind of shining out from behind this sword here in this picture, it's almost like you've been stuck in this place where you can't see a way forward, you can't see what to do next, you can't see what decision to make next. And I can see here you have this really clear, decisive energy this week, this really clear breakthrough of an idea that's really going to help you move forward, not just this week, but kind of in the long term as well. And I can see that in the Ace of Pentacles too. So I can see that this idea, this breakthrough that you're going to have this week, this realization that you're almost going to have about an idea, is going to be something to do with, you know, a side hustle, a way of making money, a way of being able to financially support yourself outside of perhaps your work. And you know, this might be a business venture that you've been thinking about setting up, like I said, a side hustle, an Instagram, a YouTube, something that is going to bring you kind of a bigger sense of financial security, but also really help you to kind of see some abundance and grow your finances and feel more financially secure. Now I can also see in the Ace of Pentacles that this is actually going to be something that brings you closer to home. So this might be a venture that means that you can work from home more, and means that you can feel a bit more grounded, a bit more kind of in your own space. Or it might be the start of looking for a new home, looking for a new place to base yourself. And if you are in the market for looking for a new home at the moment, I can definitely see in the Ace of Pentacles that that's going to pick up speed this week. And you know, if you have been thinking about moving, or you're looking for a house or a new flat, I can definitely see this week that you're definitely being called to put more energy into that, more time into that, and find that new place where you feel safe and secure and grounded. And you know, whatever this new beginning is, whether it's to kind of start a new business venture, start a new side hustle, you know, whatever is really kind of resonating with you here, I can see that this is really going to help you manage something personally that's been quite difficult for you to deal with. Now obviously in 2020 it's been a year and a half already, with, you know, all the stuff that's been happening, and I can see that perhaps this year has been particularly difficult for you. You know, maybe you lost your job, maybe you haven't been working, maybe whatever, you know, you had to move, whatever the situation that resonates with you most. I can see that this breakthrough, this idea that's going to come to you, this new project, this new plan, this new action, this new house, this new job, whatever it is, it's going to come to you to help you kind of resolve a problem that's been weighing you down. And you know, you chose the calcite, so I can see that maybe you have had some negativity kind of brewing, kind of taking over your life a little bit. And I can see definitely in these cards that one of the things that's really going to kind of come to a conclusion this week, and almost like I keep hearing the word breakthrough, this breakthrough that you're going to have this week is also going to help you reach this resolution. And I can see in this resolution, you know, it's full moon in Cancer, so you might be a Cancer yourself, or this resolution might involve dealing with a Cancer. You know, the idea of the full moon is kind of release. It's acknowledging what you can carry next into the lunar cycle, what is holding you back. And I can definitely see that in order for you to have this new beginning, have this new start, this ace energy of kind of moving into this new beginning, this new opportunity, you are going to have to find a sense of release. So what is holding you back? What is stopping you from reaching these goals, these breakthroughs, these victories, these opportunities that are coming your way? Is there something that is stopping you from saying yes to new opportunities, yes to a new house, a new job, a new side hustle? Whatever it is, there is something that you need to release, and some kind of energy that's almost keeping you constrained. And I can see it might be in your personal life rather than your professional life. So, you know, it might be a relationship, it might be a friendship, it might be personal circumstances. Whatever it is, I can see that this is definitely going to come to a resolution this week, in the way of you finding this new discovery, this new idea, this breakthrough of opportunity for you to throw yourself into. And you know, swords are always very kind of quick energy, and I can see that it is going to kind of come about out of blue, out of nowhere. And like, I can really see this kind of sunshine energy of it, like being a light at the end of the tunnel, the light in the darkness. You know, maybe you've been stuck in this place of feeling negative, feeling like you don't know what's going to happen next. And I can definitely see that this decision for you to push yourself into this new opportunity, say yes, start doing things, and start maybe this side hustle, this new project, this new job, move house, whatever it is, this new opportunity is going to be this light in the dark, and really bring you a sense of renewal, a sense of happiness, a sense of banishing this negativity, like in the calcite, you know. And you know, maybe you've chosen this stone because you're being called to get one for yourself. So if you're interested in getting a calcite, then definitely invest in one of those if that's something you feel is really resonating with you. And kind of moving further into your reading, we have definitely got a love message here as well. So we've got the Lovers card, and the Lovers card always represents relationships. Now these can be romantic relationships or platonic relationships. But let's first talk about romantic relationships. So I can definitely see this week that if you are looking for love, and that might be your breakthrough, if you are like manifesting and looking for a new romantic partner, a new person to meet, you're thinking about dating, I can see that's definitely something that might be coming your way this week for some of you. So keep that energy, keep that swift energy, that light at the end of the tunnel, that you will meet someone. And I can definitely see in the Queen of Wands here that this person is going to be really good for you, because they're going to be really determined. They're going to be very grounded, and they're going to be a very passionate person. Now, they might be a fire sign. So, think about if you know any fire signs, if you've been dating any fire signs. But in the Queen of Wands, I can definitely see that they're going to be the type of person who they know what they want. They're very determined. They're very grounded. They're very vibrant. They're very almost certain of themselves. They know what they want, but they're also going to kind of come in with a sense of bringing you that same energy. They're going to nurture you, and they're going to help you grow. And this could be a long-term relationship, or it could be for a season where you need to experience this growth, this sense of loving yourself. And I can definitely see in this Queen of Wands, this person has that feminine energy. It doesn't mean that they're a woman, it doesn't mean they identify as female. They just kind of exude that feminine energy of wanting to help, wanting to nurture others, wanting to use their determination, their warmth, their vibrancy, their attitude to life to help bring others up the ladder. So I can definitely see that you might be meeting a fire sign, someone who is kind of exuding that feminine, kind of strong, independent woman energy. Now, as well as that in the Lovers card, as I said, this can also talk about platonic relationships. And I can see in your self-care card here, spend time with friends. They are really being called to kind of work on your relationships, like platonic relationships that perhaps have become a little bit distant. Now, obviously, we are in a period this year in 2020 where it is difficult to meet up with people, speak to your friends. And this doesn't necessarily mean spending physical time with your friends, but if you really feel that your relationships with some of your friends have kind of almost been like pushed to the back of your priority list, like you're like, oh, I don't have time to talk to them, I don't have time to do this week you are being called to spend time talking to your friends, hanging out with your friends, listening to your friends, talking to them. And again, I can see in the Queen of Wands, this is going to give you this nurturing kind of energy to grow, to develop, to blossom. And I'm getting a lot of like sun kind of vibes in your reading today, group number 1. So it's almost like you have been in this place of darkness, this place of feeling a bit isolated, this place of almost like you're in solitude, you're a little bit trapped. So I can definitely see that in this general reading everywhere, you've got this sunlight exuding through all the cards, and connecting with your friends is just another way to build that warmth and connect with those people who make you feel warm inside, make you laugh, make you feel happy. And you definitely owe it to yourself, group 1, to put the time and the effort in to nourish your friendships, and that will in turn nourish yourself. Connecting with friends is such a massive act of self-care, because our friends are, almost, we can have friends who are like soulmates to us, who really kind of bring out the best in us, and just having a conversation with them is going to work wonders for you, especially if you've been feeling in this kind of trapped, isolated position. So that's one thing that you're definitely being called to practice this week. And also in this, personal issue reaches resolution card, I can see that connecting with your friends might be a way to help you work through this problem, to help you reach your breakthrough. It might be in a conversation with a friend where they say, oh, I've just started this app, I've just downloaded this app, maybe you should try it. I just tried this website, maybe you should try it. I've just found this job. Oh, look at this flat that's just gone up for sale. Like, everything that happens through word of mouth happens for a reason. So I can see that connecting with your friends is going to be a way, again, for you to help reach this breakthrough and to help kind of ground yourself and feel nourished and loved again. Now, finally, we do have another self card here of sing. So group 1, again, I feel like perhaps things have been very serious recently. Things have been very heavy perhaps. So this card is finally calling for you to just let it all go. You know, stop thinking too deeply, stop thinking too much into what others might think, what others might say, and just to kind of let go of any expectation and just sing in the shower, sing on your way to work, sing and just feel like the pure warmth, that pure sunlight that you feel through your body when you are happy and when you are singing along to your favourite songs. Now, as well as this, you know, for some of you, the message might be that this breakthrough, this new opportunity could involve singing. You know, maybe you're going to start a singing YouTube channel, or you're going to be offered a new job that involves singing, whatever it is. But I can definitely see that this is more of like a way for you to just let go a little bit, stop being so serious and just have fun with music. And I can, you know, hear that some of you are quite musical people, so, you know, pick up your hairbrush and start singing into your hairbrush to your favourite songs. And I can almost see that as like the conclusion to your week, that you're going to have such a positive, beautiful week, that by the end you're going to be singing, you're going to be dancing, you're going to be so happy, and, you know, you're really going to have banished this negative kind of darkness that's perhaps taken over the last few weeks. So group number 1, this is the reading that I received for you. Very exciting. And yeah, definitely I'm getting this positive, warm vibe from your whole reading. So I'm really excited about that. So please do leave me a comment down below with what resonated with you. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can see future videos like this. And I look forward to seeing you in one of those upcoming videos. Hello group number 2, and welcome to your reading for the week ahead. So you chose the citrine. Beautiful crystal. So you might have chosen this because of the colour. You know, it looks like sunshine, so this will bring kind of happiness and warmth to you, so that might have been the reason that you felt drawn to that crystal. Very beautiful. And, you know, I'm really excited to get into your reading because there's a very clear message for you here today, group 2, about kind of what you should be focusing your energy into and what's going to kind of come for you in this week coming up. So kind of the overall theme for your week ahead, I can definitely see, is the idea of working through your fears. So new moon in Scorpio, you might be a Scorpio, or you might be, you know, any other sign that's a little bit kind of a more nervous, perhaps more indecisive type of sign, so maybe a Gemini, a Libra, but I can definitely see that this week one of your main focuses is going to be acknowledging your fears and thinking about how you can move forward and work through them. And, you know, for some of us, the first step of actually working through our fears, actually you know, taking the time to break down the fears, acknowledge the perhaps the traits that we exhibit, the behaviors that we have adapted to, the toxic kind of ways of thinking that help us avoid things that we're scared of. The first step of kind of working through your fears will be acknowledging those fears and acknowledging the effect they have on you, what they're stopping you from doing, and how they are actually controlling your life. So in the reading, I can definitely see that you are being called to kind of take some time out of the day-to-day life, the mask that you put on, the as I said, the toxic kind of behaviours that you might exhibit to kind of deal with your fears, to take some time to reflect. So the first step for you, group number 2, will be taking some time to step away, take some time of solitude, take some time, you know, away from group situations for yourself, to really meditate and to really ground yourself and listen to your heart and what it's telling you about these fears. You know, so often, as I said, we put on this mask. We put on this hard exterior, this we're fine exterior, when really there's something that's actually kind of deeper than that. There's a deeper level of what it's doing to you, what behaviours it's forcing you to kind of put on, ways that it's really kind of constraining you in your life. So in the moon card, I can definitely see that you are being called to take some solitude, take some time to Ground yourself. Now you might want to do this in an evening, so kind of under the light of the moon. And then also in the moon, I can kind of see that you are being asked to see things in a different light. You know, when the moon shines different to the sun, you know, in the nighttime, people will act different to how they act in the daytime. So take some time in an evening, in a night under the moon, to really kind of tune into yourself, tune into you know, the things that you know that you're doing to combat a fear. So it might be that you have a fear of traveling, so you just haven't seen your friends, you haven't seen your family, you haven't got in a car, you haven't got on a train, you avoid, you know, invitations and all these little habits that you've kind of made to make yourself feel safe, and really kind of ask yourself, is this healthy for me? Is this something that's really helping me move forward? Or is it in fact something that's kind of constraining me and holding me back? And I can see that in Meditate, you're being called to do this individually, independently. You know, take some time to sit with yourself, get a journal out, write down your thoughts, write down your feelings, unpack those healthy and unhealthy habits that you have. Some of them, you know, we need a little bit of fear, we need a little bit of anxiety to get us through life. But what habits you have that are actually stopping you, are actually toxic and kind of stopping you from working through your fears, stopping you from moving forward. Now, deeper into your reading, I can see in the Eight of Swords that one of the things, as I said, that's kind of holding you back is, you know, that you are constraining yourself. You are putting these limitations on what you can do. You're putting these limitations on yourself to keep you in a place where you feel safe. You know, in the image here, we can see she's tied herself up. She's put a blindfold on herself. She could easily, you know, undo that rope. She could easily take the blindfold off. But it's perhaps safer, it makes you feel safer to stay in this place where you feel safe and where you feel trapped, but at least you know that you're not going to have to face your fear. But definitely this week, you need to acknowledge this behavior, acknowledge the habits that you have, the ways that you are constraining yourself. You know, what is holding you back right now? Is it genuinely your fear, or is it a habit that you formed to combat your fear? And this week, you know, it's going to be a difficult one for you, group 2. It's not going to be easy for you to just be like, yeah, I know what my fear is, yeah, I'm going to get over it. That's not how life works. It's going to be tough for you to kind of embody this energy of working through it. But if you want to get to this place of happiness, of warmth, of, you know, this energy of the citrine, that's probably why you chose it. If you want to get to that place, you need to acknowledge what's stopping you. And very often, unfortunately, it's ourselves. And it might be because we are responding to fear in a way that's unhealthy. So this week, you are being called to acknowledge your behaviours, acknowledge the ways that you are kind of controlling and constraining yourself. And think about, you know, in a moment of solitude, in a moment of meditation, in a way, perhaps a way that you hadn't thought of it before, in a different light, what can you do to move forward? I want you to write that question down in a journal if you have one. Write it down on your phone right now. What steps can I take to move forward? What is stopping me from being where I want to be, from achieving what I want to achieve? How can I move forward? Now, one of the messages that has come through in your cards today, group number 2, is this idea of perhaps reaching out to a more masculine figure in your life. This doesn't need to be a man, but a more masculine figure who is very kind of certain on what they want. You know, these are a natural born leader type of person. They might be an Aries or another fire sign. I can't even speak today, group 2. So yeah, as I said, these might be an Aries or a Leo, someone who's very kind of sure on what they want and certain on what they want, and in kind of reaching out to this person, or even just admiring this person, you know, thinking about what this person does, what action this person takes to get to this place where they feel confident, where they feel like a leader, where they feel like they know their vision and how to move forward. By acknowledging kind of the steps they take and the way they behave, embodying that energy will really help you kind of move forward with acknowledging your fears and kind of working your way through them and making sure that they don't control your life anymore. And I can also see for some of you, in kind of a different vein, that you will be faced with a situation where you need to take on a leadership role, where you need to kind of act with authority and act with confidence, and understand that you are taking on responsibility. And that situation is really going to transform your week and transform the way that you think about your fears and what's stopping you. And I can definitely see in the 8 of Wands that this is going to come about very quickly. You're not going to have time to prepare for it. It's almost like you're going to go into work and they're going to be like, so-and-so's off sick, you need to do this. And it's just going to come like that. You're not going to have time to prepare for it. You're not going to have time to think about it. You're not going to have this reflective time to think about how you would, approach this thing that worries you. You're just going to have to do it. So in this situation where you just have to kind of put all your cards on the table and go for it and embody this leadership role, that's going to help you, again, break out of this constraint and think about what is holding you back. So if you do face a situation this week, or if you do kind of connect with someone who has more of like a leadership role, use that as a way to work through your fears, work through what's stopping you. Use it as a way to kind of channel a vision for the future, a step-by-step plan to help you work through your fears. And it's a difficult thing to work through a fear. As I said, it's not going to come overnight, but I can see this week for you, group number 2, is going to be a transformative week in making that conscious choice, acknowledging what is holding you back and what is stopping you, and taking that time to meditate and reflect. Now, finally, in your self-care card here, I can see that another thing you're being called to do is a dream journal. Now, I really believe that dreams are kind of a mirror on our subconscious, a mirror on our worries, and that makes so much sense with this reading. Are you having recurring dreams about a fear? Perhaps you've got a big interview coming up, a big, proposal, a big project, something coming up that you're worrying about. And when I say work through your fears, these don't necessarily mean life-controlling fears that kind of affect, massive things. This could just be, as I said, a fear of a project that's coming up, a fear of an interview. But I really believe that your dreams kind of reflect that subconscious worry that's in the back of your mind, that fear of, what's going to happen, that controlling fear. So take some time this week to really write down what's happening in your dreams, what's the resolution, what do you do, how do you respond? And a lot of it, our dreams are pretty crazy, a lot of it probably won't happen, but acknowledge kind of the things that you are dreaming about. If there's something you're worrying about, there's something that's taking up a lot of space in your mind, it will definitely come to you in a dream. So acknowledge what you are dreaming about, what is keeping you up at night. And write that down and think about, again, use that in your reflective time, use that in your meditation time to think about how can you work through that? How can you work through this fear, this worry, this constraint, this thing that's holding you back? And this week is going to be so transformative for you, group 2. But you need to understand that it starts with making that conscious choice, deciding that you are going to change the course of your future and change the way that you respond to fear and what's holding you back. So group number 2, this is the reading that I received for you. Please do let me know in a comment down below what resonated with you, and I really hope that you have a really beautiful week. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in one of my future videos. Hello group 3, and welcome to your reading for the week ahead. So you chose the pyrite. Very, very beautiful stone. So the pyrite is also called the Fool's Gold. It brings abundance, so you might have felt drawn to it for that reason, or just, for the aesthetic, how beautiful it looks. But let's get into your reading and kind of see what messages you're meant to hear to help you with your week ahead. So I can definitely see that you've got a bit of a strange week, a bit of an unbalanced week coming up, group number 3. And there's areas that I can kind of see where this has been building and building, And, you know, the main theme of your week is going to be the fact that conclusions are coming to an end, are coming within reach for you, the full moon eclipse. So, as I said, I can see that there are situations which have been building for you, and kind of this is bigger than just what's going to happen this week. This is something that's kind of been happening perhaps for the last few weeks, for the last month or so, and this is the week where you're finally going to kind of get to that conclusion, that point where you feel that you can combat any issues, face anything, any adversity, and come out the other end feeling stable, secure, balanced, and ready to kind of take on the world. So one of the main messages that's come through in your reading group number 3 is, I can see, as I said, that over the last few weeks, few months perhaps, you have been kind of taken for granted a little bit, you know, someone's perhaps tried to be walking all over you, trying to take advantage of you almost. And I can see that in the Seven of Swords. There is someone in your life who I can see that perhaps they might even be a close friend. It might be someone who you never thought would have treated you like this, but they are kind of taking you for granted. And it might be because you're in this place in your life where you do need some more stability, you do need some more security, some more abundance perhaps. That's why you've chosen the Pyrite. But I can see that they are trying to kind of take advantage of you, deceive you a little bit, and get away with something that you shouldn't be standing for, that you should not let be happening to you, because you might have, you know, let your guard down to support them. You might be just the type of person who always kind of puts others before yourself. But this week, group number 3, you are being called to set the foundations and be aware of any kind of mistreatment towards you. And, you know, it's going to be a heavy week if someone is trying to kind of trip you up a little bit, if someone's trying to betray you, take you to this place where you feel let down, where you feel walked all over. And that is going to play a part of your week and take a toll on the way that you kind of carry yourself forward. And, you know, in the Page of Swords here, I can see that perhaps this person is someone who perhaps they come across as very energetic, very charming, perhaps very kind of mentally like ready to go and energetic, and they perhaps have kind of talked to you in a way that's like, yeah, this is going to benefit both of us. Yeah, this is actually like, they're very talkative, I can see. They're very like, you know, they know what they can say to kind of get you on their side. And you might think that you know this person well, but this is a side of their personality that you've never seen before. This is a side of their personality, this deceptive kind of selfish side almost. And, you know, at the moment we are in the full moon of Aries, and the full moon of Aries unfortunately can cause people to be a bit more selfish. And I can see that playing a part of your week, in that someone is kind of using you and thinking selfishly about something they want to achieve, what they want to get, and using you and walking all over you and deceiving you so they can get to a place of achieving that. And that is because, group number 3, you are the type of person who wants to help others. You might be an earth sign, because there is like a lot of pentacles energy here. So you are the type of person who wants to, you know, help others, transform the world, put others before you. But, you know, in the same energy of that full moon in Aries, you do need to start putting yourself first. And just be aware that this person is trying to kind of manipulate you. And, you know, as I said, they're very talkative. They're very kind of, they are trying to win you over almost, but you need to be aware that what's happening here is not for your benefit. And, you know, in the Four of Pentacles, I can see that you are a very stable person. You're very security conscious. You want to make sure you always feel safe, make sure you feel grounded, you feel protected. And that is something that this person is going to be preying on almost. They see that you are this type of person. They see that you have this sense of security, this abundance maybe. And they're like, well, how can I use that to my advantage? How can I manipulate them to think that they should be supporting me, that they should be giving me money, they should be putting me before them? But you are being called this week, group 3, to just be really conscious with your security. So perhaps change your passwords, perhaps be aware of who you might have accidentally given a password to, who might, you know, be trying to access any accounts, who might be trying to, you know, hack into anything that's gonna, and I don't see this as being a very kind of big thing, a big like life-changing, you know, stealing lots of money, nothing like that. I can just see it being something that kind of rocks the boat, that makes you feel less safe and less secure. And as well as that, I was just thinking that in this Knight of Pentacles, I can see again that you are the type of person who is secure. You like routine. You are very methodical with how you approach things. You always kind of know the steps that you need to take in order to feel secure. You're good with saving. You're good with not spending too much money, investing in the right things, making your home secure and safe, building up these funds and acting with, you know, routine and being conservative in the way that you approach things. And this person, this Page of Swords, is almost like the opposite of that, the opposite of you. So you are very kind of methodical and think things through and plan your finances, plan your home and everything, how it's all going to work and how it's going to support you and be stable. Whereas the Page of Swords is energetic. They act on impulse. They are talkative and curious and energetic and want to do lots of things and are very youthful in the way that they approach things. They're a bit naive perhaps. And this clash of personalities between you and this person who might be wanting to kind of use that way that you approach things, use that methodical nature of yours to manipulate you. Just be wary of that person who might be trying to walk all over you. And you know, this might not be a person, this might be a situation for some of you, a scam, something just to be wary of. And you know, you could be the most vigilant person, but unfortunately scammers are everywhere, you know, and they can easily trick us. Things can look real when they're not, and just be wary. But I can see, you know, kind of when we look at it a bit deeper, that this week you are going to conclude the week, bring the week to an end in this sense of stable and secure, like a stable and secure way. So the conclusion of this betrayal, this deception that's going to be coming to you is going to end in a way where you have the upper hand. You are stable and secure and just feel kind of a sense of security, and know that if this is a big worry of yours, if something has happened recently, if something's been building to this point where you're like, I just don't trust this person, I don't trust this situation, you know, perhaps you are a business owner and someone's been trying to buy something and it just looks a bit dodgy, know that the conclusion that comes out of this will be positive, and know that kind of trust yourself, trust the sense of security and methodical kind of approach that you take to things, and know that this conclusion that's coming for you, this conclusion to this situation, is a positive outcome. It is a way for you to have the upper hand, for you to know that everything's come to a point where this person hasn't gotten away with it. I don't see this person getting away with it in the end, you know. They're trying their hardest, they're trying to manipulate you, but you are strong, you are secure, and you're not going to let that person get away with it. And by the end of the week, you will feel that you kind of managed to sort everything out. You know, this worry that's been kind of lingering over you, this dodgy kind of situation that just isn't sitting right with you. Trust yourself. You know, that's that word gut feeling, you know, it's almost like we know in ourselves, we know in our body when something isn't right before our brain even tells us that. Trust in that gut feeling that's telling you that perhaps a dodgy situation, you know, is what it is. This person who's lying to you, it might be a friend who, and you know, sometimes we lie in a way that's, we think it's kind of the best thing to do. It might be a friend is trying to deceive you in a way that they think, I don't want to get them involved, I don't want them to have to be worrying about me. But as I said, whatever this situation is, whatever this person is trying to do that will deceive you, and as I said, it might be coming from a place where they want to protect you, they want to keep you safe, they want to not burden you with their worries, or whatever it is coming to an end. whatever it is going to come to a conclusion that's positive and where you can move forward. You know, nights are kind of the idea of movement, of action, of being active. So I can see that this week is going to kind of move to this conclusion. It's going to move to this place of an ending, and it's not like this stagnant kind of energy. It's a movement towards that place, that conclusion where you feel secure and safe, and you might be able to help others as well in bringing them to that place because you exude this confidence with your stability so much. Now finally, in your self-care cards we have journal. So I can see that this week, you know, you are going to be very in your head. There's going to be a lot to think about, and especially if this resonates with you, there is something that's quite dodgy in regards to your business, in regards to a scam or something like that, making sure you have all the facts or everything written down. So if you did need to go to the police, you know, touch wood, that's not going to happen. But if you do need to kind of monitor what's going on with the situation, journal, write down what happens, keep a track of how you're feeling, keep a track of the situations, conversations, things that have been said, you know, things that have been kind of said as an off comment or something that doesn't sit right with you. Write it down so you've got a note of that. Take screenshots, you know, kind of, again, trust in yourself. There's a big message here of using your intuition and trusting and knowing that you have this sense of feeling and being secure. So definitely kind of get your thoughts out into a journal. Get anything that's kind of building up, keeping you awake, keeping you from moving forward, keeping you in this state of anxiety. Definitely work this week on journaling and getting that out of your head and into paper, out of mind, out of sight, and, you know, writing down a practical plan. You know, you are a practical person. Writing down a practical plan of how you can then deal with that. A lot of anxiety is hypothetical anxiety, you know, a lot of what ifs. So write down all your worries, anything that's kind of taking up space in your mind that's keeping you up, and think about, is this hypothetical? Can I solve this? And if I can solve this, writing down an action plan. Now finally, group number 3, I can see, as I said, this week is going to be heavy on you. I feel it's going to be an emotional one, and by the end you are going to need to rest. So make sure that you are being wary of if things are keeping you up, again, using that journaling to ensure that you're getting that out of your mind, and being very conscious about ensuring that you are looking after yourself and resting and recharging, because, you know, if you are tired, if you are not sleeping well, you are not going to be able to deal with a situation, or you might be more easily manipulated, more easily kind of taken advantage of, because you haven't got that recharge, that quick ability to think and act in the same way you would if you were recharged and rested. So really this week, group 3, it's going to be a heavy one, so make sure you are taking time to rest, setting boundaries with people who, you know, again, I can see here that there might be someone who's trying to take advantage of your boundaries. You're saying, look, I need to go to bed, I've got a busy day, and they're saying, no, come on, like, let's go out for dinner, let's go on a night out, and they're trying to kind of deceive you to this place where you are second guessing your own boundaries. You're thinking, do I need to rest? Do I need to go to bed early? And then you end up going out and then you can't focus the next day. So be wary of someone who might be, for some people might be able to take advantage of your boundaries this week if you're not making them clear, if you're not resting and being in a position where you're able to focus and stand up for yourself. And so that is your kind of final message here, is that be wary of people this week, be wary of what people say, be wary of someone who might not be being completely transparent, completely clear, and trust in your ability to be methodical and clear and focused and secure with the way that you approach things, because at the end of the day, that energy of security and trusting yourself is a huge message I've got here. It's what's going to bring you to this conclusion, to this place where you feel safe, secure, and happy to move forward. So group number 3, this is the message that I received for you. Please do leave me a comment down below of what resonated with you. I really hope that you have a beautiful week. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos.